Okay, so I'm not sure if that video is public right now, but I did a video last night and I had made a joke that I understand how I could be dangerous or women should avoid me like the plague. And I'm speaking from first thoughts on a situation that I haven't spoken on, but I heard something, okay? Heard a reading, and they were speaking on, proof of an individual asking to use someone's bathroom in order to have sex. And then the individual that allowed it got robbed or something like that. Okay. So I'm going to talk on that because I believe something similar happened, but the details need to be clarified. Okay. So something like this happened, but I don't know if my family member was robbed or anything. Okay. But here's what I'll say. There was a time during I mentioned it, trying to get my cousin had suggested that I get on a dick to get over a dick. Okay. That was the exact words. So this during this time, I was crying, so now there's little crusties. I was in therapy today. During this time, there was a time where I asked her if I could do that, but as soon as I asked, I did not do it. Now, here's what I can't remember, okay? I can't remember if the person that came to my house to look at my car, because I did have someone come to the house to look at the car, but I did not actually do the act of sleeping with anyone in the bathroom. But so much was going on that I can't remember if it was the same guy that I was trying to do that with that came to the house to look at my car or if it was a different person. But what I can tell you is that I did end up getting a hotel room instead for whoever it was. But somebody did come to the house to look at my car. I had asked if I could sleep with someone in her bathroom. I did not do it. I got a hotel room instead, but someone did come to the house, and it was specifically to look at my car. That person ended up giving me a discount. They had like a business account or something. They ended up giving me a discount for something. I don't recall what it was. It might not even been for me. I think my cousin ended up getting something off the discount. Okay. But it never actually happened. Did I ask? Yes. Was that disrespectful? Yes. But did I carry it out? No. But I did still bring someone to the house, and that would be who it was. And it wasn't for the purpose of sex. They came to the house to look at my car. They gave me a discount on something. I can't remember if it's for me or her, but my car did get fixed. It was on Freon. It was on Freon, and she got something too. This is, which car is this? Because I had two cars. Um, I think this is the Acura. The Acura had like a starter issue at some point. There were several things. I think it was the Acura. Because when I got the Mercedes, so this would have put us in 2020. I wanted to say that because I heard it a while ago, but it came out several times. And there was a moment where my mom had said, like, I had done something to my cousin, but nobody has ever told me what I've done. And hearing that and hearing how the reading was going, okay, it was like this. They had said they had encouraged someone to be reckless. Okay. They encouraged someone to be reckless. They ended up getting robbed. And I I feel intuitively, hold on. There was something else she said that stuck with me, but it was like, I feel like this is my situation, because there was somebody's mad at me about something. Couldn't She said something like, your cousin could say the same thing about you, and I'm trying to figure out like, what, because I've never put her in, other than which has already been discussed on this channel and does not mean that I'm right. But I did sleep with her child's father when I was like 19, 20 years old. But other than that, I didn't think that I had done anything outrageous. Asking, yes, that was disrespectful, but I immediately like, girl, you ain't that. Just get a room. You know, you're not that hard up for it. Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that that may resonate and that may be something that I experienced, but I do know that I asked for something like that. So I thought I would bring that up. Um, and oftentimes I'll say my first thought on it, which is, I can understand why that would be dangerous, but that's why I changed trajectory. Like, I did truthfully change trajectory. There was another time I asked my cousin if I could come smoke with her, different cousin. I asked my cousin if I could come smoke with her, and I'm bringing my coworker. Now, in my mind, because we all work together, I didn't think it would be like so far out, to like, it was like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, uh, not nighttime, like 11 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon. Because we all work together and she knew him, I thought it would be okay to invite him. So I asked if it was okay. And she said, no, why would you ever do that? They sometimes think that I'm thinking poorly, but she knew him. So I didn't think it would be an issue. And at some point, Green had actually been in her house before to help move a washer. And I felt like that was far more dangerous, just letting that dude in her house because she didn't know him. So seeing, okay, he does know him, that's where my thinking process was. It wasn't like I was just trying to bring a random dude up in her house. You know what I'm saying? So with the other cousin, though, I can acknowledge that two people had been in her house that she authorized when we lived in Whitehall together, and there was one that parked outside prior to like her moving out. Once she moved out, it's my house and whoever comes in the house, you know what I'm saying. But at the Whitehall house, two people came in the house when I was living with her. Then we had the incident where I asked if somebody could come in the house on some reckless shit, and then I switched trajectory and just had somebody look at my car. And I promise you, I'm not trying to like be avoidant. I just can't remember if it's the same guy. I was talking to a lot of people, and I can't remember if it was that guy or a different guy. So I can't even help you with the identity of that individual, but it did not happen there. Somebody came to look at the car. I promise. I switched trajectories. I got a room. In total, that whole summer, I probably got a room like 3 or 4 times just to chill by myself. So I didn't have a problem with like dropping some, like, why are you even asking for that? I didn't have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? And I immediately switched trajectory. But considering that, knowing that, I was being highly monitored and everybody was speaking on their own perspective of what happened, I can understand why that would look that way. You know what I'm saying? Just the thought was dangerous, but I didn't follow through with it. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it was innocent. When the person came to the house, they just looked at the car. There was no like, I don't know if it's true, but I feel like it is that you were possibly harmed, but it wasn't because of that, is all I'm saying. Maybe you were possibly harmed, but if you would have spoke to me about it, I would have cleared that up. And I feel like I did, like, say, oh, I didn't do that, or I thought I did address it, but maybe I didn't. Okay. Um, and so like those little moments of where it looks like one thing, but it wasn't really. If that happened to you, I'm deeply sorry. If me having somebody come to the house to look at the car caused that, that's still an issue, And I do apologize if that happened. But something kind of tells me that it did. Uh, have a good day. Oh, yeah, you get to see me in the light for once. Downstairs. Anyway, have a good day.